What's up, guys? Kyle Hunt Fitness. I know you guys have been missing that intro with the upward inflection in my voice, so I'm bringing it back. Anyway, back at the gym, back at Sky Fitness.
At the YouTube tables.
At the YouTube
Talking
tables.
to YouTube.
I haven't seen Jess in like a week and a half, probably.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you guys, or you guys haven't seen the Hunt for Gold series in probably 2 weeks, so my bad on that. The training's been equally intense, very, very hard going after it. Today shouldn't be that bad though. Today's actually a workout that, actually should be probably one of the easiest ones of this training block. It's 6 sets of 4 on bench with 315. And then 4 sets of 4 with close grip bench, and then a chest supported row, and then dumbbell hammer curls.
Hammer curls.
Just
I know how to do
that.
those.
He's gonna love that. The physique guys are gonna love that. So yeah, some hammer curls, and then that's all I have planned. Maybe throw in something extra, but see how it goes. That workout should be pretty. I don't want to say easy, but it should go relatively smooth. And then the rest of the week's just pretty much brutal. So you'll see some a little bit crazier workouts in the coming episodes. But hopefully I'll stay back on track with filming the Hunt for Gold. We'll see. All right, let's get after it. While you're watching me bench, I just want to let you know about my new podcast. It's called the Absolute Strength Podcast. You can find it on iTunes or Stitcher, or if you just go to the website, KyleHuntFitness.com, you will see I'm going to post all the episodes right up there on the website. I'm excited about this. I mean, I love podcasts. I've always been a consumer of podcasts, even more so over YouTube. So it's something that, I've wanted to do for a while, and I finally just bit the bullet and did. And I'm excited for it because I think it's going to be something that, a place where I can really let you in on more of who I am and the topics I like. Because it's going to be just, a lot of these YouTube videos are just me training, and you don't really necessarily get into my thoughts on certain topics. So these podcasts are going to be completely different. It's going to be pretty much 45 minutes to an hour of me either answering questions, doing Q&As, interviewing certain people in the fitness industry, just talking by myself about certain topics. That's what the first 2 episodes have been. Episode 1 was talking about steroids in sports, and episode 2, I talked about using powerlifting for athletic development. So head over to iTunes or Stitcher and search the Absolute Strength Podcast and subscribe. Now getting ready to do my 6th set on bench. The weight is just as expected, moved very easily, went perfect. I'm going to do my 6th set of 4 with 315 and then jump to close grip bench, which is 4x4. I'm going to do a heavy set, like an RPE, it's probably shooting for around 9, so it might end up close to 315 for my first set of 4 on close grip, and then probably drop like 5% for the other 3 sets.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards for a minute, I honor you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you.
This is the creatine product I am currently using. I get asked all the time about how to select creatine products. So I'm just going to use the raw barrel creatine that I'm using as an example to just talk to you about what I recommend and how to get creatine. First off, I always recommend going with the powdered form over a capsule form, and the reason is just price. It's a lot more affordable per serving to buy the powder rather than the capsules. And I know sometimes people will say that the capsules are more convenient, which, I mean, if you don't mind swallowing pills, then I guess I get your point. But if you just get the plain powder, which is what I recommend, like this one, which is micronized, and we'll talk about that in a minute, it's really convenient because you just take a scoop, put it in your pre-workout, take a scoop, put it in your protein, take a scoop and pretty much mix it in any fluid whatsoever, and you're barely going to notice it because it's tasteless, and just have it at any point during the day. So I just normally mix it right into my pre-workout, mix it into my G Fuel, as you just saw. And the reason is just so I don't forget it. If I don't take it with my pre-workout, I tend to forget it. So that, I already talked about it being micronized. That's one thing that a lot of products will say. It'll be like micronized creatine, creatine monohydrate, micronized. All that means is it makes it dissolve easier. So it mixes up nice. Another thing, like this one says 100% pure pharmaceutical grade. Now, pharmaceutical grade, what that means, what I think it means anyways, is just that it's at least 99% pure creatine, meaning there's no other like fillers or unknown ingredients mixed in. So it's at least 99% creatine monohydrate, laboratory tested, flavorless, micronized, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. So that's the main thing. That's the main points of what I look for. 1, powder. 2, just creatine monohydrate. I recommend just getting creatine monohydrate because there's no literature to support any other form of creatine as being superior to the monohydrate. I know there's, some people may think that they get a better result. Hey, maybe we'll find out down the road that maybe some new creatine that just came out like yesterday is better. But I sometimes hear other coaches like promoting really expensive creatine, even to this day, like really expensive creatine, and saying, "Oh, I know the other forms weren't better than monohydrate, but this new form is better, and I've seen it work on my client." Well, maybe, but until we know, I say just stick with the cheap monohydrate rather than spending the extra double the price, triple the price on this new form. Because listen, when I first got into fitness, I remember creatine ethyl ester was like the biggest thing. It was like one of the first creatines. I bought this shit. It was like 5 times the price. This is back when I was like in high school. And I remember it was like everybody was saying it was like gonna be way better than monohydrate. And then the research came out, and I think there's actually a couple studies that show it's worse, like considerably worse than monohydrate. So just be careful. We know creatine monohydrate works. It's the most researched sports supplement in the world. We know it works. It's the cheapest form. So there's no need to spend anything extra. So I use Raw Barrel. You can get it right on Amazon. It's like $30 for 100 servings. Can't beat it. I'll put the link in the description. Question I sometimes get: do you need to take creatine if your pre-workout already has creatine in it? Now the answer is pretty simple. It all comes down to how much creatine is actually in your pre-workout. Now me personally, I take G Fuel. It's the only energy drink pre-workout that I use, and G Fuel doesn't have any creatine in it, 0 creatine. So that's why I supplement it with creatine. If your pre-workout has at least 3 grams, then you don't need to buy creatine because you're getting enough just from your pre-workout. However, I don't recommend taking pre-workout every single day, especially on days you don't train, and probably not even every day you train because your body builds up an adaptation to it and then it doesn't work as well. So I still think it would be a good idea to get a creatine monohydrate like this to have on hand, but you don't need to take it on the days you take your pre-workout. Now, if your pre-workout just has a proprietary blend and it doesn't actually say how much creatine's in there, I would assume that there's not enough. There's not probably 3 to 5 grams, so I would take it anyway. But if it specifically says creatine 3 to 5 grams or more or whatever, then you'll be fine. All right, back in the gym. Paused squats and paused deadlifts today. I'll tell you what, Today's gonna be a rough one because my lower back and lower body is sore. Still pretty beat up from 2 days ago when I did front squats in a deadlift workout. So I'm feeling it, but you know, I did a nice good warm up, some mobility work, got myself loosened up, just making sure I maintain good position throughout all the warm up sets, and then everything's based off RPE today. So really it's gonna come down to how I'm feeling once I get some weight on the bar. 6 sets of 4 with a paused squat, and then 6 sets of 3 paused deadlift, and then some rows. So that is what is on the schedule. Let's get after it. Okay, so the squats took almost everything I had. No, the squats moved well. It was pretty hard, pretty difficult to get through it. Moving on to deadlifts. Have 6 sets of 3 of paused deadlifts. I paused the deadlifts immediately off the ground, so I really try to make a pause like an inch or less off the ground, because that's where I'm weak. I'm weak off the floor, so that's what these are working on. And staying tight in the bottom range of the movement. I like these better than deficit deadlifts, at least for me personally. Not necessarily across the board, but for me personally, I feel like the pause deadlifts work off the floor better than a deficit, because when I'm in a deficit, I tend to get out of position. So it's not necessarily my starting position. So I lose a little bit of carryover with not being in my usual starting position on a deficit. So I'm gonna, you know, focus and grind through these and get them done.
Show you what it looks like. Yeah.
What is it?
It's a Power Crunch Wild Berry Cream.
Oh.
It's like
I need to start bringing snacks with me to the gym because I'm hungry right now.